Over the years of being a Sonic fan, I can't help but feel disappointed. Not about the games, though they do have their issues. No, I'm talking about the fan community. With the recent outbursts from fans regarding the reintroduction of Green Hill Zone and the way Classic Sonic plays in Sonic Forces, I can't help but be reminded of the other times the rabid fanboys acted this very way over the past decade. Yes, unsurprisingly, this has happened before at every new installment. Let's go over some and what happened as a result.
Here we go!
If you want to talk about a great amount of hype being shattered by a single image, look no further than Sonic Unleashed. Now, I really like Unleashed. The story, the graphics, the gameplay, even the Hedgehog was something unique, and compared to the other gimmicks that Sega tried up until this point, actually worked and was fun to play. I remember first seeing the leaked gameplay trailer and being blown away by it. Sonic Rush in 3D with 2D sections? Hell yeah! Even non-fans were excited for this game. Then the teaser image surfaced.
What in chaos is this? Is that Sonic as a werewolf?
Looking back on it now, I think it's a great image. It showcases the game's context and the contrast of what the game's narrative is trying to be. Night and day, black and white, speed and strength. But at the time, to other fans,
no, burn it. Not my Sonic. Bring out the cycle again.
I really hate this damn Sonic cycle. It's a bunch of subjective BS from a few betrayed individuals that others try to force on the rest of the fanbase. But this is what happened. As soon as the Hedgehog was shown off, this damn cycle circulated the community. What's worse is that many fans and critics carried this closed-minded opinion over in their reviews and gave Sonic Unleashed an even lower score than Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, a game that is considered to be the worst Sonic game of all time. This goes to show you can't please everyone when trying something new, or trust game journalists when it's their job to give us an unbiased review. Single image, round 2. So Sonic and the Secret Rings wasn't a good game. In fact, it was an uncontrollable disappointment. I used to like it though. I bought it day one and played it to the end. How the hell did I complete this? Really? How? I tried playing it again recently and I can't stand the controls and listening to the theme song every time on the menus. It drives me insane! So Sega announced there would be a sequel to Secret Rings, not a direct one, but a new installment in the now called Storybook series. We got our first glimpse on the cover of Nintendo Power and...
The fuck is this? Sonic with a sword. Really?
That's pretty much how everyone reacted. To say fans went off the deep end would be an understatement. Fans condemned this game for being too different from a standard Sonic game, and that Sonic having a weapon of any kind was against his character. Even though in Shadow the Hedgehog he was referring to Shadow's use of guns. Again, it's amazing how a single image can make or break your expectation of a game. Though this mainly happens to Sonic games though, rather than the next installment of Battle of Duty with an unnamed soldier on the cover. In the end, the game wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it at least, more so than Secret Rings, but the same closed-minded critics reacted the same way as Unleashed and gave it a low score. I'll admit it's not a great game like Unleashed was, but just because Sonic has a sword is not a valid excuse to say a game's bad without actually playing it. The phrase "don't judge a book by its cover" also applies to games too. This is probably the most infamous tale of crying Sonic fanboys. Back in 2009, Sonic was picking himself back up from the Dark Age. Unleashed was a good step, Chronicles was different, Black Knight was okay, and we were just introduced to Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Sega thought it was best to go back to basics and announced Project Needlemouth. Settle. Every moment was a tease. It was going to be downloadable, it was going to be 2D, Sonic was the only playable character, and on February 2010 we got the official title and reveal trailer, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1. I was hyped, but others, not so much. This was the start of what I call the Green Eye debacle, and the catalyst for all the hate modern Sonic gets. Elitists went full on insane on this trailer, ranting that it should be classic Sonic and not modern, complaining about the blatant use of Green Hill, comparing the frames of animation to the classic games, and worst of all, started a petition to force Sega to remake the game to their specifications of what a classic Sonic game should be. Yes, it is as sad as it sounds. Hilariously, the cherry on top was that if Sega didn't meet their demands, they would download Sonic 1 instead of Sonic 4 on launch day. Cause that'll show Sega, by still giving them money. Even after the game leaked to the internet early and prompted Sega to delay the game and change certain levels, you know they still got the game. Because they're fans. And the reception was lukewarm at best. I guess they won in the end though, because after episode 2 was released, Sega decided to cancel the third and final episode. So congratulations, you selfish pricks. After the very successful Sonic generations, there were those who thought that the boost to win formula was done and something new was needed to keep Sonic fresh. While I'll agree that the boost gameplay was refined as far as it could go, you should know by now that you can't please everyone, and these fans didn't know they would miss it as soon as it was gone. Sonic Lost World's controversial gameplay choice of giving Sonic a run button didn't go over so well, with those same fans begging for the boost back immediately, which they have in Forces, and look how well that's gone over. And when those fans compared Sonic's all but last game Sonic Colors to that of Super Mario Galaxy because it was set in space, the comparisons to Lost World were a lot more blatant. If you want a more in-depth look, you should check out my review. But the crying didn't stop there. After its release, fans noticed that grabbing 100 rings did not give you an extra life, and forced Sega to patch it in along with less motion control for the Wisp. I just think it's amazing how they complain about not getting extra lives every 100 rings in Lost World, because every Sonic game before it and every platform with collectibles does it, but were completely silent about it in Sonic Colors. No really, go back and check. I guess they were too busy praising it and starting flame wars with those who disagreed to notice the crappy parts. If you thought everything before this was bad, then strap yourselves in for this. Sonic Boom came about as a design to appeal to more Western territories, and would run parallel with the modern series of Sonic games by redesigning the cast and having a more comedic focus. With that came a whole new line of toys, Archie comic series, a TV show, and 2 new games for Nintendo systems. That was the official statement, now over to the fan side of things.
What the frick are you guys doing?
Mayhem. Utter mayhem. The redesigned cast did not go over so well, especially Knuckles, and everyone freaking out and jumping to conclusions that this would replace the main series. I will admit that I was skeptical at first, but once the dust settled, there was reasons to be hyped about it. Big Red Button had 4 members of Naughty Dog working with them, and the ability to play as 4 characters was a great selling point. Sonic Boom wasn't a huge concern for me, as long as the show was funny and the games were good. Turns out I was only half right. Though Shattered Crystal and 3DS fared better, Rise of Lyric on Wii U went on to be the worst selling Sonic game of all time. Even before release, resident Sonic nutter Chris Chan, dressed as a woman, destroyed a Sonic Boom display at a GameStop and pepper sprayed an employee. That actually happened! Because of Rise of Lyric, a lot of fans do not care for anything Boom related, even when it's good. The show is successful, the 3DS sequel Fahrenheit received good reviews, but they don't care. If it's Boom, it sucks. If you like Boom, you're more than likely autistic. And I don't need to repeat myself on why that's the biggest pile of bullshit you'll ever hear. The sad thing is though, the stigma of Sonic Boom continues to this day. Just look at any comment section of any Boom video and you'll see the unfettered hate towards it. Now we come to the present, at time of writing, with fresh new tears because of Sonic Forces. A CGI teaser and 3 gameplay trailers had some fans up in arms over the fact that the boost gameplay they wanted is back, classic Sonic is here and travelling through a sandy green hill zone, and a chance to finally have your original character come to life. In the end, there will always be those fans that will rant and rave over the smallest change or indifference that goes against what they think a Sonic game should be. Sega has taken notes on our wants and needs for the franchise in the past, and look at how well that went. I myself look forward to Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, and can only hope that the fanboys can keep their mouths shut until then. Do you know how many ports and revisions there are of the original Sonic the Hedgehog? Click or tap here to find out. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos, and you can also support this channel over on Patreon. Also, extra special thanks to the Sega Scourge and Sailor Silverstar for voicing the Fanboy and Fangirl in this video. I'm Sonicguru, and I'll see you next time.